And this isn't in the Bible, but there's a historical story about Abraham, about the day that he left his house, his father's house. And the story is this, and it's written down by some historians. It says that Abraham, the night before he left his home, his father's household, he went down, and his father had all these idols down in one of the rooms of the house. And so what he did was he took an axe and smashed all of the idols except for one. And he placed the axe in the hands of the remaining idol. And so in the morning, when his father woke up, when Abraham's father woke up, he went down and looked around at all the wreckage. And Abraham, what is all this? And Abraham, well, I think it's quite obvious. I think that one idol, the one God, wanted to prove that he was better than all the others, so he took an axe and smashed all the others, and now he's the only one left. And Abraham's father said, that doesn't even make any sense. That's impossible, because I built these out of clay and stone and all this stuff. I actually built these, so they can move around and smash all these. And Abraham said, the story goes that Abraham said, then why do you bow down to them? And then he walked out to where God would lead him. And so we're into this world of these gods, of all these different gods and these beliefs. And we see God say, take your son Isaac and prove to me, sacrifice him to me. Basically, Abraham thinks, okay, this is just like everything I've ever heard of. God, it's God, and He's demanding that I give something that's very important to me, my only son. What could be more important to you than your son? That's even more important than yourself, cutting your own blood on there. And so, although I'm sure he was kind of against the idea, he wasn't, he knew that this is what the gods demanded things. And so, we get to the middle of this story again, and it says, they got to this place, and Abraham built this altar and arranged the wood on it. He reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Here I am, he replied. Do not lay a hand on the boy, he said. Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God because you have not withheld from your son, your only son. And again after that, he provides this ram in the thicket. And so what is this story about? Well, it's about Abraham was faithful to God, yes. But it goes a little further than that. This story is basically saying to those people who were reading it back then, this God is totally unlike anything ever heard of. This God's not demanding things. He's providing things. And it was just revolutionary. This God has never been heard of, ever. He does not demand, He provides. And God provides hope. God provides peace. And God provides love. And I have this friend, James, he couldn't be here tonight, he wanted to be. And he told me once about this passage, the same thing that I was saying earlier, that left a bad taste in his mouth because of God saying for him to kill his son, even if he didn't go through with it. But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is, he set himself apart. He said, I'm not like all these other gods that you see over here. I am a God of love. I'm providing things. I'm not demanding that you give me things. And so, for those of you who have secrets today, we talked about secrets at the beginning. For those of you who have those painful secrets inside of you, hear the good news of this new God. And it's not that it's anything different than what, as I said, we worship for years. But it's this new God set apart from all these other gods. Hear that news. So what is your secret today? I don't know. And maybe no one else in here knows. Maybe no one in the world knows what your one secret is that you've never told anybody. But I want to ask you today to think about telling someone. Whether it be someone who's very close to you. If you're younger, maybe one of your parents. If you're married, maybe a spouse. Or even Pastor Mel or myself even. But I want to ask you guys to just let God take care of it. Because God will provide for whatever you don't want to give up. You're holding on to those things, but you have to let them go. And so, as we come to the end of the service today and whatnot, Kelsey's going to play a song. And as she plays that, I just want to ask you guys, I know some people will still have that secret that are thinking of it right now in their heads, and they're just going to sit there today, because that happens with every single group of people. But I'm going to ask you whether you sit there or if you want to come forward to have myself or Pastor Noel pray for you. That you would just let go of it. That as soon as you leave here, that you would consider telling that secret to someone, letting God provide for whatever that is. So as Kelsey plays this, feel free to come forward, and Pastor and myself will come and pray with you. Or again, if you don't feel comfortable, you can stay seated.